back. You know, Andrew Lloyd Webber is responsible for many hit Broadway musicals, including The Phantom of the Opera, Evita, Sunset Boulevard, and Jesus Christ Superstar, which first came to Broadway way back in 1971. The show is completing its first quarter century now and is now back in New York City, Madison Square Garden. The former lead singer of the rock group Styx, not the former lead singer, he's the lead singer of the rock group Styx, Dennis DeYoung, plays Pontius Pilate in this production. His latest CD, by the way, is a collection of show tunes called 10 on Broadway. And joining us this morning once again is Dennis DeYoung. Good to have you back with us this morning.
Good to be here,
we got to dispel all these myths. Styx is still around.
Styx is still around. We're just, at the moment, we're not making any records or touring. But we still exist.
But you are individually, and 10 on Broadway
Yes.
has done very well for you.
It has done great, and I owe a lot to Atlantic Records and Danny Goldberg for giving me the opportunity to make the record.
Fantastic. Now tell me about how you first came to play Pontius Pilate, because that had the Danny Goldberg connection too, was that?
Yes. Actually, the story goes like this. I went to a wedding, my sister-in-law's wedding, Dawn, about 2 years ago. I'd never met her husband, and he came up to me and said he was the executive producer of the show. At the reception, he said this: "I've been waiting for this moment to say to you, would you play Pontius Pilate in this production?" And because he said he'd cast everybody else. And so I took the job, went on the road, and when I was in Los Angeles performing, Danny Goldberg saw me do the show and signed me to a solo deal with Atlantic. And so my advice to anyone who's struggling and wants to know how to get into show business, I'd say marry somebody
Get it in the family.
who has a brother-in-law.
It works well. Had you ever done any Broadway or show kind of music before that?
No, although Styx was, was always known as being a kind of a theatrical rock band, right. I had never really done any Broadway anything before. I whistled show tunes once in a while in the elevator, but other than that,
very impressive.
Nothing.
The first Grammy for whistling went to you, I understand. So take me back to the first night you went on stage playing this role. What was it like for you?
Pretty much like this. Where's the camera?
But choose this one. Stunned?
Oh, please.
Scared?
I forgot, all my scenes are with Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I was going like this.
Which is fairly intimidating in and of itself as a concept, right?
Well, Teddy Neely plays Jesus. He looks just like, he looks like the Franklin Mint plate, exactly like that. So I got a good story about that. One night Teddy wasn't in the show, I had never, in theater, they bring in understudies. You don't rehearse. I didn't know this. So this first scene, I come out to see Teddy. I'm supposed to look at him and recognize him as the Savior and go, oh my God, this is the guy I dreamed about in a dream. Well, the understudy came in, and his name is Danny Zoli. He's kind of a burly guy with long black hair and a beard. And I walked out and I looked at him, I went, jeez, that's Barabbas.
It's the wrong guy.
Someone get Jesus out here.
They reversed it.
God.
It'll say,
guards, you let the wrong guy go.
Just think, history would be a lot different that way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I said, oh, crucify him, what do I care?
This is where I just resort to silence for a second. So you've obviously got more comfortable over the years playing it, and is it still a kick to go out there and just get inside this character? Well,
it's, there is no, Pilate is allowed no humor, so it's very serious, and every time you're up there, you have to be going, okay, I'm Pontius Pilate, and everyone's counting on me to make this thing happen. So I do feel a great deal of pressure, to kind of make the thing happen.
What song are you going to do for us this morning?
Pilate's Dream.
Well, that sounds like a good one. I will get out of your way. Okay. Dennis DeYoung with Pilate's Dream, and Keith Thompson on the piano.
I dreamed I met a Galilean, a most amazing man. He had that look you very rarely find, the haunting, hunted kind. I asked him to say what had happened, how it all began. I asked again, he never said a word, as if he hadn't heard. And next, the room was full of wild and angry men. They seemed to hate this man. They fell on him and then they disappeared again. And I saw thousands of millions crying for this man. And then I heard my name and leaving me the
Wow. You kind of get into that, don't you?
Where's Jesus?
Once again, I resort to silence. I understand congratulations are in order. 25th anniversary?
25 years Wednesday, this past Wednesday. And I was on stage, and my wife was going, honey, 25 years, you're still on stage? When will this end?
Hopefully never. Listen,
Yes.
it's great to have you with us
Thank
this
you.
morning. Congratulations. Good luck with this, with the 10 on Broadway, and we'll look for the Styx tour when that's announced again.
Thank you.
Dennis DeYoung. We'll take a break right now and be back with more on Today in a moment. But first, this is Today on
I
NBC.
met together, a most amazing mind. He had that look.
Chemistry is the...
Have you
We-
been
we
doing
don't-
have you been climbing your stairs?
I live in a ranch house.
There's some stairs
I'll
around
find a
here,
neighbor with
Mikey.
stairs. Yeah. No. We have a nice elevator. Also, friend star Courtney Cox will be here. You have a great week. A pleasure.
Thank you.
Last 3 weeks.
Enjoyed it. It was great fun.
Fantastic. Okay, and we will leave you now with more of the music of Dennis DeYoung, and we'll see you back here next weekend.
People stop and stare. They don't bother me. For there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by. I don't care if I can be found on the street where you live. And so the towering feeling, just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare. They don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by. I don't care if I can be found on the street where you live. Can be found on the street where